Religious belief is often seen as uncritical dogma. In reality, it is a domain subject to intense, systematic, logical evaluation. This overarching examination is called the philosophy of religion. It critically assesses the universal concepts, ideas, and arguments that apply across all religious traditions. Compare that to philosophical theology. Instead of looking at universal concepts, philosophical theology applies close logical scrutiny to specific doctrines operating entirely within a single religious tradition. To understand how this discipline operates, we need to build a complete taxonomy of the field, moving from universal proofs for God's existence through empirical objections and down into specific doctrinal paradoxes. Differentiating broad religious philosophy from localized theology provides the necessary boundaries for our analysis. You have to establish the universal rules of the system before you can logically map the specific architecture of human belief. Our first axis explores formal arguments for God's existence. The cosmological argument asserts a first cause. The teleological deduces a creator from design. The moral and consciousness arguments require divine grounding. Finally, the ontological argument reasons a perfect being must inevitably exist. Moving away from objective metaphysical proofs, we also find pragmatic arguments. These focus on prudential, practical reasons for adopting belief, weighing the personal or social utility of religion regardless of objective, factual certainty. Together, these frameworks form the foundational layer of evidence in the philosophy of religion. They construct a structured, positive case designed specifically to satisfy the demand for rational justification. But this entire framework rests on a specific assumption that you actually need external philosophical evidence to make religious belief rational in the first place. This assumption is challenged by Reformed epistemology, standing in stark contrast to traditional evidentialism. Reformed epistemologists assert you do not need external arguments to justify belief. Instead, belief in God functions legally within logic as a proper starting point, or a basic assumption. This framework alters the dialectic of theism. By removing the strict burden of external proof, it validates belief as an inherently rational baseline, rather than a conclusion that demands a trail of prior evidence. To accurately map this discipline, we have to apply massive philosophical pressure to these models, testing them against empirical and logical friction. Culturally championed by the New Atheism movement, leaders like Richard Dawkins assert that, based on scientific analysis, a deity's existence is about 99% improbable. The most influential objection is the problem of evil. It asks how an almighty, all-good God can logically coexist with rampant suffering. To counter this, theologians deploy theodicies, formal arguments showing logically coherent reasons why a good God permits evil. Subsumed under this is the problem of divine hiddenness. It questions why, if a deity genuinely exists, its reality remains so obscure. Skeptics view the need for intense argumentation to establish certainty as direct evidence against a God who supposedly desires to be known. The validity of any religious worldview hinges on its structural integrity. It must demonstrate the capacity to withstand the crushing weight of these empirical objections. Zooming inward from universal philosophical debates, we arrive at the internal logic of philosophical theology. Here, we apply the exact same rigor to the internal paradoxes of specific Christian doctrines. Take the doctrine of hell. The traditional view models it as a state of everlasting torture for the damned. But this traditional doctrine faces intense internal scrutiny. Some counter it with universalism, which argues for eventual salvation for everyone. Others propose conditional immortalism, or annihilationism, suggesting hell is strictly finite, ending in absolute non-existence. We also encounter the problems of miracles and providence. Philosophers scrutinize the clear tension between a God who continually intervenes in creation and the rigid, inviolable laws of empirical science. Moving to core dogma, there is the paradox of the divine incarnation. It presents a severe logical difficulty, reconciling the claim that Jesus Christ possessed a fully human and a fully divine nature simultaneously, without contradiction. Finally, the paradox of the divine Trinity forces theologians to explain how one being can exist as three distinct persons, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. The challenge is maintaining this theological arithmetic without violating basic logic or collapsing into polytheism. Religious specificity does not grant immunity from scrutiny. For a doctrine to survive the standard of philosophical analysis, its internal mechanics must remain logically consistent. Looking at this interconnected terrain, we see the complete map of the discipline. It stretches from root metaphysical causes and epistemological baselines up through the problem of evil and deep into the specific paradoxes of theological doctrine. The philosophy of religion functions as a structured, continuous dialectic between assertion and skepticism. Whether you are parsing the internal arithmetic of the Trinity or weighing the cosmological necessity of a first cause, the singular objective of the discipline remains the same: rigorous logical consistency. Any comprehensive worldview, whether atheistic or theistic, asserts truths about the nature of reality. Ultimately, it requires its foundational metaphysics and its deepest doctrines to survive the highest possible standard of critical